Welcome back to today's episode of Professors in Property with the phenomenal David Clouter and me, Andrew Roberts. Today we're discussing the 9 great ways to raise money to invest in a property. Now, this property could be an investment property or it could be your own home. So what we will share with you is 9 different techniques. I'll quickly summarize those techniques for you before we dive into those. So today we'll cover improve your cash flow, saving, mortgages, downsizing to release equity, remortgaging to release cash, tapping into your pension, networks and joint venturing, using a crowdfunding platform, and the bank of mum and dad. So David, would you like to start us off today with how we can raise money to invest in a property by improving our cash flow?
Yes, let's kick start at the beginning and carry on as we mean to carry on. I started in property when I had a day job, and so property it was a sort of hobby really, but obviously quite soon it became a sort of professional thing as I sort of tightened it up. And to be perfectly honest, when I started investing in property in 1982, you could get 105 or 110% mortgages, and I did, and so I sidestepped this first part of it. But a lot of my younger friends now and our son and all this kind of thing have to do it this way, and in fact in my dad's generation as well, people used to save up. My dad saved up his deposit for his house. And then he had quite a hefty deposit and low borrowings on it, so it makes sense. It makes sense. So we tend to spend nearly as much as we earn, and that's fine, kind of day to day. When we're young, we've got our first job, we're just starting out, living in rented digs, if you like, maybe in an HMO or something like that, or small flat. But there comes a time, perhaps the pitter-patter of tiny feet is on the way or something like this, when we want to take a serious investment in property. So we're not just talking today about doing buy-to-let property, although we will talk about that. We're also talking about buying a home as well, buying perhaps a bigger home or buying perhaps a first home. And in any event, what you need today is some kind of deposit. With a buy-to-let, you'll need a higher deposit. With a starter home, you might be down to as little as 5%, say. But we've got to get that 5%. And if we're spending nearly as much as we are earning, then we need to drill down and take a look at it. So assuming, well, you can either use a piece of paper or you could use an app like, there are actually apps for tracking your spending, or if you're a bit geeky like me, you could use an Excel spreadsheet. But in whatever way you choose, have a look at the old bank account and see what's coming out of there. Is it Spotify? Is it Netflix? Is it Sky Sports? All these kind of things will help to improve the cash flow situation by actually saying, do I really need this for a bit, or is there a cheaper way to do these particular things, so that is a way of kind of trimming things and reducing the outflow, that the money that we've got going out of the account. If it stays in the account, we have by definition to a degree improved our cash flow. And there's a second way to save, isn't there, Andrew?
Well, yeah. I mean, you make a really great point there, David. I mean, there's things you can save on. Gym membership. Why go and stand in a smelly, sweaty room in a gym and run on a treadmill when you can go and run in an open park? There's less chance of catching diseases in the park than there is in the sweaty gym room. And it helps you save for your first mortgage or first property. But you can also work some overtime, perhaps get an evening job, which will bolster those savings further still and accelerate the growth. In addition to that, you could start a small part-time business. I mean, we've all seen people selling Tupperware, Avon and other things at evening parties, and they provide an additional revenue stream. Don't forget though, you are earning money, so you should submit a tax return on those because it is earnings. But you can also sweat what you've saved by looking around at the investment types that you put those savings into. And that could be a higher earning deposit account, or it could be an investment trust, unit trust, or some form of bond. The only thing is, generally higher rates require you to lock your funds away for a longer period of time, which is great if you are not planning on buying in the next 3 to 6 months, but if you are, it might be too short. Something else you can do if you have a property of your own is there's a very tax efficient scheme called the rent-a-room scheme, where you can earn nearly £8,000 a year tax-free by renting out a single room in your home. So that's a good way of building up additional money. Now it might be that you've got additional space and you can do that. It might be you haven't, or you rent a house and you're prohibited from doing so. So it's worth having a look at that sort of thing. If you'd like to know more on any of these topics, drop us a question or a comment below and we will endeavour to answer that for you as quickly as we can. If you've enjoyed this video and you think other people could benefit from it, hit the share button. We'd love it if you like the video, and we'd double love it if you subscribe to the channel as well. So it's thank you from the Professors of Property. I'm Andrew Roberts.
And I'm David Clouter.